Good afternoon, Mr. Kowalczyk here with a video for business math. Today we begin Chapter 6. And in Chapter 6 we're talking about purchasing things, going shopping, trying to find good deals when going shopping, and understanding the basic math involved with shopping in general. In these first two sections we're going to do one big problem. I've combined both sections to create one big problem to help us find one main thing. And that main thing is total purchase price. You see, whenever you go shopping, perhaps it's grocery shopping or holiday shopping for Christmas or another holiday, you're going to probably buy more than just one item. Well, we're going to look at today trying to figure out how much money it's going to cost to buy all of those items. Because it's not just the cost of each item that you have to take into consideration. You also have to take into consideration sales tax. And so as you can see here, there are 3 steps, and let's just jump right on into it. Miles Stevenson buys a bike. So he's going out shopping and he's going to buy a bike for $45, but he's also looking at buying a helmet to go with the bike for $26. In the state where he lives, there's a state sales tax of 4.5%. You see, in most states in America, I believe all of them, but definitely most, you're going to have a sales tax on almost everything you buy. You're not going to have sales tax on grocery items like bread and milk and eggs here in the state that we live. But you will have sales tax on candy, soda pop, DVD players, clothes, going out to restaurants, hotels, and other things that you might purchase. And it just so happens that where Miles lives, there's a state sales tax of 4.5%. But then there's also a city sales tax. Not all cities have a sales tax. But where he lives, there is a city sales tax. Sometimes even counties have a specific tax that they add on to sales tax. So we've got all 4 of these numbers, and we're going to use this info to answer the following questions. Question letter A. Question letter A looks at the total selling price of this purchase. Well, in doing this, we're going to use step 1. And if you go up above to my formulas that I give you and you read step 1, what it asks us to do is add up all of the different items that are being purchased. Well, the first item that is being purchased is a $45 bike, and we will add that to the $26 helmet. And that's it, folks. There are only 2 items that Miles is planning on buying today. So, when we add them up, we get 71. It's great to show your work in my class, so you got to make sure you're showing your work just like I've done there. And then what you also want to do then is write the correct answer on the line given. So, the answer for A, what is the total selling price on this purchase? It's $71. Another way of saying that might be a subtotal. Sometimes when you receive a receipt from a grocery store or a department store, it'll have a subtotal, a sales tax, and a total at the bottom of the receipt. Well, this $71, this selling price on this purchase, that's the subtotal. Now it's time to move on to letter B. What is the sales tax on this purchase? Well, in calculating the sales tax, there are a couple of things that we are going to have to do. Yes, we are going to use step 2. And we do need the total selling price, which we just calculated for letter A. And now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply that times a specific number. Now, before I type in that number, what we are going to have to do is a little bit of extra math, because what we're going to be typing in here is sales tax. But the interesting thing is we have 2 different types of sales tax listed in our starting problem. So, what we have to do is first we add them up. We add the 4.5% and we add it to the 0.5%. So we're adding up our 2 different sales taxes. And of course, what you get is 5%. Let's just go ahead and type that in there. 5%. Okay? 5%. So you get 5%. All right? Now, we could, of course, type in 5% right here. All right? We could type in 5% right here. But what we want to do is convert it. And for those of you who have had business math classes before with me, you know that I like to convert the percentages to regular decimal numbers. So what we are going to do is we're going to imagine that there's a decimal right here in that 5%. And we're going to move it over twice. By moving it over twice, we're able to get rid of now the percent symbol and rewrite it. Let's see if I can get it in there nice and neatly. As 0.05. Because we converted it. We've taken it from being a 5% and converted it by moving the decimal over twice and turning it into a regular decimal number. So now we've got step 2 all figured out. And what we are now going to do is multiply it out. And when we multiply it out, we get 3.55. Now, whenever you're doing work, especially for step 2, you might get a really big, oops, that's wrong. You might get a really big decimal number. Regardless of what the answer is here, you have to round it to make it look like money. So what we get for our answer is $3.55, and so let's write that on over here on the line. All right, we're doing pretty good right now. We've knocked out the letters A and B using steps 1 and step 2, and now we can move on to step C. Step C asks us to find what is the total purchase price after including the sales tax. Well, for that we use step 3, and it's just some more addition being used. So we're going to add the $71 plus the $3.55 from step 2, or letter B. And when we add that out, we get $74.55. And that brings us to our final answer for letter C, which is also known as our total purchase price. That's the total amount of money that we're going to be spending on this purchase today. So, if at any time you need to go back and re-watch this video or pause and review a few of the steps, please feel free to do so, or talk to your teacher. Thanks so much and have a great day.